Hello, how's it going, everybody? We are live, going to be watching some Knicks and Hawks, two of, you know, my favorite teams to watch, I guess. Tony will be joining in a couple minutes, so he's running a couple minutes late, but should be here in time for the tip-off. So, hopefully this is some good basketball. We got some good basketball yesterday, not really in the second game, but in the first game we did with the Bucks of Magic. The winner of Knicks and Hawks takes on the Bucks of Magic in Vegas, so it should be fun. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the Knicks show. We'll see how their offense, holds up against a better Hawks team than the Raptors team that we saw on Monday. But so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Good to have everybody in the chat. Good to see you guys, and yeah, just hopefully this is a good game. But yeah, so looking at our starter, Jalen Johnson, Reece Shea, Clint Capella, Dyson Daniels, and Trae Young. Quinn Snyder, head coach, he's doing a really good job with this team. I think Trae Young's willingness to kind of take a different role is something that I think is under discussed in the basketball world right now. I think in a similar way where Donovan Mitchell has kind of shifted his game a little bit to, for the betterment of the team. I think Trae Young has also kind of done that, but in a different way. So, Tony, what are your
you like lagged right there. What'd you say?
What are your thoughts on Trae Young?
Oh, we're just starting right away with Trae Young. Dang.
Well, I had to talk about something. I was talking about how he's taken a different role.
Usually I like to start with the positives, but I hate Trae Young. I wish him nothing but the worst. No, I'm just
not
kidding.
What we're talking about.
Trae Young, he's a good player. Listen, I think when he's your
unbelievable.
He's a good player.
I was lobbing you up to say I've seen lots of good things from Trae Young this year.
I haven't.
He's a reason why.
No, he's a very good player. I'm trying to think, like, the positives are obvious with Trae Young, right? Like, he's an electric three-point shooter when he has it rolling. He's one of the best in the NBA at manipulating the defense when he gets down. I don't know if he's going to floater, he's going to pop, dump off pass. He's an incredible offensive talent. He's tried his best to become a better defender. He's putting in more effort. I don't like the grifting. Again, that's obvious, whatever, sure. The one thing that I come back to with Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks is just, what's your goal here? What is your ceiling, just to be a perennial play-in team? Because I don't think Trae Young as your best player is going to be able to take you much higher than that. And I don't mean that to just hate on him, but
everything you said has been hating.
You got to have a better player next to him. He can't be the number one option, in my opinion. He's too inconsistent as a shooter, even though he's a great shooter. The decision making's been better this year. He's a great shooter in terms of, like, he can get going. You know what I mean? Like, he's not consistent, but when he's got it going, he's one of the best shooters. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
They have put a pretty good team around him this year. Dyson Daniels is having a fantastic defensive season. Jalen Johnson's legit. Clint Capella still out there doing his thing. DeAndre Hunter off the bench, Bogey, like they got some pieces. I just don't know what the long-term ceiling is for them with Trae Young as your best player. Yeah, lots of guys who are like quality. They're not elite. They're not great. Well, they're good. Dyson Daniels is good. Jalen Johnson's good. DeAndre Hunter's good. But
Derpy, glad to see you.
Derpy, yeah, no free French fries today. Also, I didn't get Taco Bell, but actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, BG, because I actually have some fruit here today. So I'm just going to eat a snack while we watch this game.
Unbelievable. Who are you trying to impress?
I really wasn't trying to impress anybody. I wasn't even going to show it until I saw that chat, and I was like, you know what? This one's for you, BG, a little strawberry. I needed something to eat.
Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns, who we have for the Knicks.
Glad that I think Towns was questionable again, so I'm glad that he is playing.
I mean, he's questionable to play 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been questionable like every game this season, it feels like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody who's not always, I would say, the most durable player. Like he's run into some issues throughout his career, which makes it kind of interesting that he's, playing so many minutes with the Knicks. But it's not surprising. We know who the Knicks are.
I also hope Atlanta wins. As much as I just kind of hated on Trae Young, I do think it's very cool when he silences the opposing crowd. Even when he does it to Cleveland, I have to tip my hat because I'm like, I think it's just cool in general when opposing stars silence the away teams or the home team's crowd. I think that's always cool. I'll always respect it. In the play-in tournament in 2022, when they started chanting F Trae Young, I knew we were screwed because he had it going that night, and some players you don't want to piss off, some players you don't want to antagonize.
He was hitting everything. Isaac Okoro couldn't stay on the floor.
Larry Markkinen was trying his damn best, but it didn't matter.
Karis LeVert had a sneaky good game. People forget.
He did.
Evan Mobley hit a corner three, and people lost their minds the first play of the game.
Larry Bird started off 3 for 3, didn't he?
I mean, they were hitting everything at the start.
They were drilling everything. The crowd was going crazy, but that they ran out of steam, unfortunately. Quick three for Mikal Bridges there.
This court sucks.
Yeah, the orange is bad. I didn't even like putting the orange on our thumbnail, but I just wanted it to pop.
I mean, you put Larry Nance on the thumbnail, so
he was in there. He was hidden. I'm glad you noticed him.
How could I not? He's like, his big face is there.
It was just a good picture of Trae. It was after he hit the game winner against LA. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Glad to see Derpy back in the chat. Dan, BG. Who do you guys got? I'm picking the Hawks, honestly. I think they're going to win. I could change that opinion at the end of the first quarter, though.
I think the Knicks are going to win.
I'm holding insurance for the end of the first quarter.
Like, I don't think the Hawks are a good team. So
they can give you problems. That's a problem right there. Shooting off the corner of the backboard.
Like, they just don't have players that are as good as they show during, like, when they play the Cavs.
So you're not riding with Brad?
I'm not riding with Brad.
Good luck, buddy. Not many people get away with that.
Yeah, like they just don't have like like Jalen Johnson's nice. It's fine, but it's not like the Knicks are like a better team.
Like, the Knicks are a better team, 100%. I just feel like Atlanta you might get some Trae Young magic in Madison Square Garden. Back-to-back threes here for New York, though.
Yeah, and like Trae Young shooting.
Can't let them get out of hand in the first quarter.
Trae Young shooting so bad from three that like it would be such a outlier if he had one of those performances that he's had in the past, against the Knicks on the road. So
he's an outlier type of guy. That's why I'm rolling with the Hawks. But like I said, we'll see what the score is at the end.
I think that's just wishful thinking, but
probably.
I mean, and you're getting, no bench minutes from the Knicks, so that could be a good or a bad thing.
Yeah. All right, Atlanta cannot buy a bucket right now. Well, how are my batteries low on my headphones? I charged them last night after yesterday's incident. I just got the little thing. This is unfortunate. I'm going to have to switch to the AirPods at some point. I put them on the charger after last night. They literally charged all night.
We're all trying to figure out how this happened. We're all really surprised.
Someone needs to get to the bottom of this. I will be suing JBL.
This seems like the best crowd out of the playing games that we've seen. One of the things that's weird is that because these games don't hit the schedule until like less than a week before, like nobody buys tickets for these games.
Yeah.
Just because most people like buy tickets way in advance, where it's like, hey, I can go on the 15th or whatever, like people look way in advance, to get these tickets. And, it's hard to do that a week out, especially when it's not like a playoff game. So, remember last year's game, the Cavs played the Magic. That was like the rescheduled NBA Cup game.
Oh, yeah.
And there was like nobody there. So I
Wonder
imagine
what
that
Friday's going to look like.
probably nobody there. And not because like, it's the Wizards or anything, because Friday night games are usually pretty packed, but it's just hard to get people to like
happen so quickly.
Right. Like, oh, hey, by the way, we're playing the Wizards on Friday. If you want to go, like, you can go. And it's like, well,
yeah. And I feel like most
weird.
casual fans probably don't even realize that a game was added to the schedule. They probably just
Yeah.
assume that the full schedule has been released.
Well, that's
already.
how every sport works. So,
yeah,
so
the
yeah,
casual fan probably doesn't even realize.
Yeah. So it's, yeah, it seemed like I was watching the Bucks game and I was like, I feel like the crowd is like half full and just not really like into it. Which is kind of one of the NBA Cup problems that maybe they need to figure out.
Yeah, hopefully the Vegas crowd will be good too, because that even in itself is a little, no one in Vegas is rooting for any of these teams, really.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm going to be writing about. For SB Nation, I'm going to be writing about like how viable the NBA Cup is. And I can't imagine there's going to be like a large crowd in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they make people buy tickets for both games so they don't like, it's just dumb. So
last year they benefited from the Lakers being there because there's Lakers fans everywhere. If this year
it's not far from like Los Angeles too, if you wanted to get there.
If it ends up being like Rockets, Hawks, how many people are showing up rooting for either team? They might show up, but how many of them are going to care?
Well, even like the Knicks have a massive fan base,
but they're very far away.
My plane is, I leave on Friday, that's 2 days from now. How many Knicks fans do you think are getting on a plane to go to Las Vegas? I mean, going to Las Vegas is one thing, obviously, but like, just say like, hey, I need to be in the building for this NBA Cup game, So
I guess the pitch there is you get to go to Vegas too, so it's like a little trip, I guess.
But if you knew like a month out, maybe they could do like giveaways or whatever. Like the team, like the team does like giveaways for like, oh, join us on a road trip and stuff. But like, 3 days out, that's tough to just kind of, get off of work.
I've seen people suggest that they should, because All-Star Weekend has been struggling for a little while. They should play the championship games during All-Star Weekend. That way, like maybe we have the group stage end in December, and then the championship games all the way in February. That way, you have enough time to schedule a trip, or I don't know. It gets a little weird when you try and figure out a solution. Yeah. Like, there's no perfect solution. The way they have it right now is probably good enough. But yeah, there's some issues. There's some limitations.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, BG, that's the good point there too. They want that time off.
Did anybody actually cheer when they showed Devontae Adams on the screen?
Impossible to know. I didn't hear it.
A fellow Taco Bell enjoyer.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so the Knicks are off to a good start. Atlanta not really able to score. That's the issue. Atlanta's honestly, they're not that good on either end of the floor.
They're not.
But you can't let New York just run wild. You can't let them run wild the way that they're capable of. You got to make this a more of a defensive oriented game, I guess. You'd like to muck things up a little bit. So far, not much luck.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like
You're not going to win a shootout.
The Hawks aren't a good team.
Yeah.
Like
You're not winning a shootout with New York.
Right now, their offense, they have got to keep scrolling down. They have the 16th offense and the 16th defense and the 17th net rating. You know, they have a minus point differential. So
they're as mid as it could possibly get.
They're not a good team.
They're average.
Yep, but it's still that's
right in the middle of the
that's
league.
not a good team though.
Depends on how you think the state of the league is. I think there's a lot of talent.
Is the Eastern Conference a good conference?
Well, there's only 2 of them. I think the Eastern Conference is good. I mean, it's got the same issues that the West has once you go down the list.
I mean, the East has like 2 teams that are actually like, good. And then you have a bunch of
great. They have 2 great teams, I think. Boston and Cleveland.
I mean, the Magic,
and the Magic are really good.
Magic, but they've been hurt the whole time. Great. The Bucks started out terrible. Like it's not a good conference. Like, the Sixers are about to sneak into like a play-in spot.
I mean, the Knicks.
The Bulls are currently in a play-in spot. The
bottom half. It'll bottom out, but
I mean,
it's top 5
like after the solid. 2. After the 2, it gets.
I think
bad.
Orlando.
I'll give you Orlando.
And New York. You can take Milwaukee out if you want.
New York is fine. Yeah, but Milwaukee, if Milwaukee was in the West, they would,
they'd be struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Knicks offense is so good that you do have to respect them. But it's just tough when you have like nothing to hang your hat on as a team. Like they're not good on offense, they're not good on defense. And I think that's kind of what makes what Trey's been able to do impressive. Because he really has helped this team really stabilize, really have some type of identity. And he's doing it not by just like taking a million shots, but like setting everybody up and stuff. See, like when like wings, there are wings and then there are guys that are 6'8". I think like the Hawks may have more guys who are just 6'8" as opposed to wings.
Starting to turn it around now, though. That was a good defensive possession. Starting to put up some points.
I think the Raptors put your phrase to the test. And they lost.
You think the Raptors have better? I mean, Scotty Barnes is better than anybody.
They have wings. They have a lot.
Scotty Barnes is a better wing than anyone on Atlanta, but I might like Atlanta's wings better than Toronto's. Who else would you put in there? Because Jalen Johnson's good. Dyson Daniels is honestly pretty solid. Pretty dick eraser.
Yeah.
I would take DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson, and Dyson Daniels over
DeAndre Hunter.
Anyone other than Scotty Barnes. He has good games, though. He has some good
problem
moments.
With the Hawks is they draft guys who should make so much sense for their team. They just suck.
He's not full Cam Reddish, okay?
Right. He's not full who they also Hunter. Drafted.
I know. That's why I've used him. He's a good example, though, because Cam Reddish was a total hypothetical. DeAndre Hunter, he's realized a little bit of it. He's still, the hypothetical is still a lot better, but he's not full Cam Reddish.
Can you imagine how much we would like hate ourselves if the Cavs drafted DeAndre Hunter instead of Darius Garland? I mean, they didn't have the chance to do so.
Yeah, but I wanted it to happen
did
at the time.
I was a big Jarrett Culver guy.
Yeah, I like both of them. Garland, I was very upset when they drafted Garland because I don't know ball.
You do not. I need to clip that.
Yeah, Atlanta getting back into it now. Like I said, I'll make my final prediction at the end of the first quarter like a coward.
How can you possibly make a prediction at the end of the first quarter? That's ridiculous.
I needed a sample size. It's possible that Atlanta just got run off the floor right away. But if it's close, I'm taking Atlanta. See, Dan, now you're getting carried away. I stand by. I'm going to wait till the end of the first quarter for my official prediction. Right now, I'm feeling
you dare
Atlanta.
Say anything bad about Dan.
I'm leaning Atlanta. I didn't, it's
you already said Atlanta in the beginning. You said you want them to win. You think they're going to win.
I said I'll lock it in at the end. So far, I'm still feeling Atlanta. They're hanging in there like I want them to. I want both of them to lose. Yeah. I mean, that would be a pretty cool outcome. That was ugly.
The Cavs could be playing now. Max Strus could be playing now.
Max Strus back on Friday, everybody.
Allegedly.
I thought Shams tweeted it too now.
Yes.
Okay. It's confirmed.
Ooh. Bridges got absolutely shook on that.
Yeah, it was a good
backdoor cut. Time to reheat the Bridges sucks as a defender conversation. But I think we had that Monday.
Toronto.
Yeah.
When RJ Barrett was giving him the business. Whoa.
That's your boy.
The type of shot you want.
Your guy.
That wasn't too pretty.
Team Tony Pesta, DeAndre Hunter at the 3, Spencer Dinwiddie at the 1. It's a good team.
It's just slander.
I'll give you Isaac Okoro too.
Thank you. I'll take him.
So, can anybody dribble the ball? Can anybody create their own shot? Both answers are no.
But you can't leave us too open in the corner. That's all I know. Not too open. You don't have to completely guard us, but you don't want to completely ignore us either.
2 guys in what? It'll be like a line. Like somebody cuts, the other person just steps into the corner.
That's pretty good offense. They should try that. Yeah, you can leave them open, just not too open. That's the key right there. I'm going to switch to my AirPods now because these things are about to die. You get to see the wall, Dan.
I have a feeling we're going to see it a lot because he doesn't know how to charge any of his electronic devices. Ooh. I don't even want to say anything because I don't want to take away from the wall. You can see a little, what is that, like an outlet in the corner? We usually don't see that. That's a new. I feel like the camera's usually like higher, so we don't see that. New development there. There's something in the top right. Can't really tell what that is. Is that a microphone?
Hold on, they're connecting. I can't hear you yet. New development?
Yeah, we could see the little like outlet.
Oh yeah, there's an outlet. I moved the desk up a little bit. Today, moved it forward.
There's something in
a little bit more.
There's something in the corner up there. No.
Oh, up here?
Yeah,
it's a poster.
Okay.
A canvas.
You can see the corner of it.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's
the
back one that you can see. There's 3 of them up there.
I mean, we can only see like this much.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll share another side of the wall. Believe it or not, there's 4 sides to this room.
It's a long season, and we're only a quarter of the way through, so we don't want to, you don't want to overexpose the wall. You got to
save it. Jackson, are you nervous that you'll be flying on Friday the 13th? Are you superstitious?
No.
Not at all.
I'm not nervous.
That's fair. Fair enough. Just curious. Thought about that today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My girlfriend's flying back from London on Friday the 13th, and she's very superstitious. So she is nervous. But
Well,
Jackson made a stone. Not a worry in the world.
She could have bought a ticket not on the 13th, yeah.
Yeah. Well, she didn't realize when she bought it. She didn't think it all the way through. She'll have to stay another day. Or come back early. To just avoid the 13th.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have a better chance of like getting run over by a car on the side of the street than like having your plane crash.
Yeah, they're pretty safe.
So
I'm not a very superstitious person, so
it's good to know. But yeah, I'll be missing the Cavs game. That's
yeah,
first Cavs game I'm missing.
It's gonna
probably
be a good
watch
one.
it later. It will not be a good one. Hopefully, it's not a good one.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully it's not. Man, thank you, BG. We should, there should be a census every year.
Well, we could do a poll, but I want to save our polls for things that are important, like does Monopoly suck? Yes or no? Things of that nature.
Monopoly is a good game, all right.
It's not a good game.
This has gone on long enough.
Nobody wants to play Monopoly.
I'd play Monopoly
if we had a Monopoly party, there wouldn't be 9 people here.
I think everyone in here would rather be playing Monopoly than watching Knicks versus Hawks.
That's really good. Good way to sell this.
We're pivoting to a Monopoly live stream.
Monopoly just isn't fun.
You never won. That must be the case.
I've won a Monopoly. Imagine being that excited for somebody as mid as Stephon Marbury.
Oh man, the takes just keep coming.
I'm just saying,
he's fun. He was fun. Come on,
he was fine.
Enjoy the game, Jackson.
He's fine. He's known for his $15 shoes that would fall apart if you tried to play basketball once.
Yeah,
he's known for bad mid-range jumpers, not being that good at basketball. Yeah, he wasn't good at it though. That's the thing.
Nobody was good at it. There was like 2 people who were good at it. There
was enough people who were good at it.
Stephon Marbury hate here. Yeah, he had the swag. He had the aura. He was a lot of fun to watch.
It wasn't fun.
The highlights are great.
Pull up highlights of Stephon Marbury. It's not fun. You'd be like, this isn't fun. Pull up highlights of Vince Carter. That's fun. There's a lot.
We're getting former coaches pulled into here now. Not even the live coaches cam. They're just pulling up old coaches.
This is ESPN. This isn't TNT.
They're testing my patience.
Doesn't seem to have a lot of patience.
There's no time on the first quarter? What's going on with the?
You can look at
on everyone's screen.
I
can look at the top corner there.
Yeah.
What is this, amateur hour ESPN? Come on.
All the money went to
yeah, it's the Elon ending now.
All the money went to put on like the coaches thing on the side.
Yeah.
Lost the clock in the process. This Hawks offense is rough right now. Like if Trae Young's not creating it, it's rough.
Oof, yeah.
I mean, that was a good take though.
There. Yeah. And Anunoby a step slow to cut him off there, and he just goes right to the rim.
Many are saying he's overrated.
I can't do that because I just issued him an apology last time we watched the
You did issue him an apology.
I can't
you were just counting. You said OG Anunoby, he scored 4 points this quarter. I owe you an apology. I'm unfamiliar with the game.
I had the apology ready to go entering the game, but that was just a prime opportunity to deliver it.
Why did you have the apology ready to go? Like what prompted
I was thinking about, our matchup that night, and I was like, you know what? I remember I had a bad take on OG, and I should apologize to him.
What was your bad OG take?
I said that he's a
What was the bad
borderline.
OG take?
Yeah, the original bad take was that I thought he was a fake 3-and-D player. He's a legit
Okay.
3-and-D player.
I don't think there's any like 3-and-D players.
Okay.
There's like a lot of 3 players and there's a lot of D players. There's not a lot of 3-and-D players.
Like he plays defense and he can shoot threes.
They all play defense. So, like
no,
Trae Young plays defense.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, like by the strictest definition, he does play defense.
He's not a 3-and-D player.
He's not a 3-and-D. Well,
he's not a good defensive player.
I think of a 3-and-D player as also being a 3. So
he's versatile. He can play multiple positions.
No, yeah.
Campaign 3-and-D player.
No.
Okay, so Trae Young is, but Campaign isn't.
No, Trae Young isn't. They have to be a.
But that was what you said.
I
was just being.
You were saying Trae.
I didn't say Trae Young.
Moral of the story is, I don't think there's a lot of 3-and-D players.
Sure, and I thought OG was a fake one, but it turns out he's a real one.
Which is obscuring the fact that Mikal Bridges may be a fake one.
He might be. I'll hold out on that. So I think his defense could come back around.
Ooh. That was a nice steal.
Yeah. 3-and-D. Right
3-and-D. There you go.
Action. Okay, I'm riding with the Hawks. I'm locking it in. I think they're going to win this game. Even though it doesn't feel like it, they're going to pull it out. I'm going to stay committed to my take.
That's good. I appreciate you sticking your neck out like this.
Yeah, it took a lot. Tough shot.
3-and-D player, not a 2-and-D player.
Yeah, no. He's only 3-and-D. I don't know what he was doing there. Out of his comfort zone. Bridge is trying to shake him. No. Okay. He can hit those, but yeah. They're going for the 2-for-1. Just not like no one on the court right now is able to beat their man one-on-one for Atlanta.
This is
they're just
rough.
Dribbling in place.
And the Knicks have an awful defense.
Yeah, they just kind of let him walk into the paint there. But there was a couple passes in a row where no one could get an advantage. Campaign with some speed.
Yeah, New York has the 17th defense. There's so much happening with the little score bug on the bottom.
Yeah, it's disgusting. All right, my Atlanta Hawks putting on a show. Look at that. Brad's at home flipping burgers.
Not watching.
Smiling.
Not
has
watching.
the TV on in the background.
Has no such thing.
He's got a radio on probably in the kitchen.
He probably does, but it's definitely not on the basketball game. You think Brad can name all 30 teams?
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. I think he'd get tripped up.
That's disrespectful.
I don't know. Maybe John Michael says all the stuff about like if you're new to the game because he knows he's broadcasting with Brad. Brad Doherty, the Cavs color commentator that is not Austin Carr, aka the GOAT, Austin Carr.
And he hit the 3. Good looking jumper. Okay, left it short. Sorry, it's the NBA 3-point line. He had to adjust the distance. One of these is dropping. Oh, come on. Right here.
You just can't walk it off.
Oh, man. Now he's getting in his own head. Oh, airball.
You can't. Don't hold the pose.
Yeah, he's wasting too much time.
What could he win?
Oh, airball. I don't know. Dang. Every airball was directly on point. It just came up short.
$750.
He won $750.
Yeah, but
doing nothing.
Yeah, but he lives in New York, so he's basically
that's half his rent. Probably not even.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, A lot of celebs in the house for the NBA Cup.
I mean,
Celebrity row.
it's,
I'm unfamiliar with her game. I don't even know who that was.
that's
Country singer.
That's New York Knicks celebrity row. Stephon Marbury, Devontae Adams,
I'm sure she's very famous.
Who's hated, by Jets fans everywhere. They're not the Lakers. Like, that's kind of, their whole brand is built off of trying to be like a version of somebody else. Like, they want to be a version of the Celtics, but they're not as good. They want to be a version of the Lakers, but like they don't have that aura, and they've like never won anything in their history. So
it's been a long time.
They're just kind of, as a brand.
Morgan.
Who cares? Respectfully. So,
Spike Lee.
No,
Ben
none
Stiller.
of these people move me. No.
The disrespect.
I'm sorry. Just saying that, like, it's, and like just showing them on screen and stuff, like, it just seems like they want to be the Lakers. And like, that's kind of like the Lakers do it 10 times better. So, like, it is what it is.
Finger guns, yeah.
There was one playoff run, Matthew McConaughey was like filming a movie in Cleveland, and he was at like every Cavs game. They kept showing him on the screen.
I like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good celeb to have in your celeb.
That is a good celeb to have in your celebrity row, but is he at this Knicks game? No,
probably not.
He has better things to do.
He was just at one of the college football games with Paul Atreides.
Who?
Jackson's favorite movie, Dune. He was with Tim Chalamet.
This is the first
who knows ball?
Dude,
Knicks fan, I believe.
Okay, This is Don't tell me you
Dune
fell
is
for
fantastic.
this.
See,
not the Dune.
This is where another bad take from Jackson.
Not the Dune thing. We're not talking about Dune right now.
Oh, the Timothée Chalamet thing.
Yeah,
the college football.
He does not know. Okay, what he was saying was correct, but he was just given like, hey, these are some facts about SMU. Here are some facts about so and so. Like,
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
he does know ball. He definitely knows NBA. I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures and stuff that have come out of him, like as a kid meeting Landry Fields, like winning a trivia contest or something, and getting to meet the Knicks players. He like waited outside for Amari Stoudemire outside of like a play. Well, he definitely knows basketball.
Let me tell you,
he probably doesn't know Ohio football.
If he knew ball, he would know that waiting outside for Amari Stoudemire is just not worth it.
Well, he was a Knicks fan, so. Yeah, he was getting those autographs when he was like 12 years old. That's
cool.
great.
That is cool, though.
It's very funny. The old post, they're like, the winner of the contest is Tim Chalamet. Congrats, Timmy. And it's just like, it's Landry Fields, who's like a fraction of the amount of famous as Timmy is now.
I don't know. Depends on who you ask.
Come on.
It's all subjective.
He's going to be an Oscar winner. I think he'd be the youngest Oscar winner ever.
For the Chocolate Factory movie?
For best actor. No, I mean, he could be nominated twice. Could be Dune or Bob Dylan. I've heard he's great in the Bob Dylan movie. Anyways, Atlanta Hawks really sticking in this game here. Gonna need to put some more points on the board.
Only by your definition are they sticking in the game.
This is ugly offense right now. But campaign is on the floor for the other team, so you're still in it. It's a good look. All right, way short. Way short. Yeah, these wings aren't getting it done right now. They ran into some legit wings.
The thing is, you have to score to play with the Knicks. The Knicks are going to put up, like,
There you go. That one looked good. They haven't been hitting threes yet. I think that's only their second three.
Yeah, well, they're not a good offensive team. And they're not a good defensive team.
They got to stop right there.
Yeah,
Putting both sides of the ball. That's 3 ND right there.
they both suck. No defense is being played. This is very true. But the difference is the Knicks are playing good. Like the Knicks are a good offensive team. I don't think this has been like a particularly great offensive game from them, but they are an elite offense. So, you have to score to stay with them. I think Bucks Knicks would be fun. I think
That could be a fun matchup.
I think Hawks Bucks.
Whoa. That was an interesting dunk.
I would call it a dunk, Mike Breen. Take off your blue and orange glasses.
Ricochet, such a strange number 1 overall pick.
He's on my sim team.
Like he's not bad by any means. I don't think he's a bust, but he's just a strange number 1 overall pick in a really weak draft.
In my
had to drop by for the hate watch. Thanks for being here, Demo.
Yeah. In my sim league, Reed Shepard was the first overall pick. So
yeah, he's certainly no D Rose. I agree with that.
Just keep.
I feel like he's like the least talked about player from his draft. Ricochet, I'm talking about.
I was listening to Group Chat Ringer NBA podcast. They were doing a redrafting of the 2021 draft, and they had some of them had Franz over Evan Mobley, and I lost my mind.
Aren't some of them? I'm wrong, but I could be wrong. I mean, don't want to declare myself wrong already. Aren't some of them Orlando fans though? I don't remember who's on the group chat.
No, they're not. They're not Orlando fans.
Well, that's a bad take.
Justin Verrier, Rob Mahoney, and Waz.
Oh, Waz I thought Waz was a Magic fan. Is he not? Who am I?
No, who am
I mistaking?
The Magic hate him because Magic fans hate him because he said
that's what
he said like you could get the number 1 pick in the draft and then you get like Paolo.
And then you get Paolo. Okay, that's where I was mixing it up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Shockingly bad take from them.
One of them had Franz and the other one, somebody else had Scotty Barnes. Everyone had Mobley at 2.
Wow. No, I definitely think Mobley's number 1 in a redraft right now. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
I didn't think it was like up for debate.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But they were
all crazy.
They were all skeptical of Cade, which I think is correct.
That's fair. Yeah. Cade definitely isn't in discussion for the number 1. Just to refresh everyone's memory here, I'll read off some of the first round from that year. It was Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Suggs, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Kuminga, Franz Wagner. I'm taking Evan Mobley over every single one of those guys.
I think what's interesting is that those are all like legit NBA players.
Yeah, I was just going to say they're honestly not a bad top 8 right there.
Like they're all legit. Like there may not be like next phase of the league, but they're all like really good.
Yeah. Also, and then we just to answer Cavaliers LQ before it gets buried. We're not saying for Rockets Warriors. No. We're gonna watch this game and then head out. But yeah, what were you saying?
And then you also had some later. Alpi Sangoon was in this draft.
Yeah, Trey Murphy,
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson, yeah.
So
Quentin Grimes, Cam Thomas, Trey Mann.
Some dudes.
There's guys in this draft.
Yeah. So like
Herb Jones was the 35th pick.
I think the worst guy.
Cavs legend.
The worst guy in this draft is easily, Jalen Green.
Sharif Cooper was in this draft.
People love Sharif Cooper.
Aaron Wiggins was the 55th pick. Pretty good draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Green. He's not the worst player in the draft, but yeah.
He's not the worst player in the draft, but he's like the worst. Like, is there anybody besides Josh Giddey who you take over him in that top 10?
No, I was just going to say he would be the second. Well, out of the top 10, Yeah,
Who else is in the top 10? So you would go.
Davion Mitchell and Zaire Williams. But out of the
All right,
top
yeah,
8,
you go above that. Yeah.
yeah, he would be out of the top 10. He would be the 4th worst player because I would take him over Zaire Williams, Davion Mitchell, and Josh Giddey. But I'm not
Yeah,
taking
and
him
that's
over
it.
anyone else.
Yeah, you're not taking him over Franz, Paulo. Sorry, not Paulo. Franz, Jalen Suggs, Mobley, Barnes.
Barnes, Kuminga.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that Scotty Rookie of the Year on the last time we watched Raptors versus Knicks. It was rough. It was
It's
rough.
just because people like wings and the Cavs. It's easy to forget how much of a train wreck the Cavs were at the end of the season. They were playing like a lot of Rajon Rondo minutes, a lot of Brandon Goodwin minutes. Just some bad guys out there. That was a quick trigger from Cat.
Yeah. Yeah, the injuries hurt his chances, and Toronto peaked at the right time. Scotty Barnes had his best stretch of the year right at the end to push them into the playoffs. So
I remember when Evan playing center, like looking at the like lineup data, when Evan was playing center as like a rookie, they got like no rebounds, like no offensive rebounds, no defensive rebounds. And obviously there's a lot more to that because they didn't have anybody who could grab rebounds on that team. But yeah, he wasn't. Him playing the 5 was not the best way to showcase what he could do best. And that's kind of like when everybody was like really paying attention to that race, there was just a lot of bad games. Who was the center they tried to run out there?
it wasn't Ed Davis, was it?
No, not
Moses Brown. Yes,
Moses Brown. Yes.
Ed Davis was the following year.
No, I think Ed Davis was on the team.
Oh, was he the same season?
Yeah, I don't know if
I think he was.
played it. He might have got traded. I don't know if he was on this team at the end of the year. But yeah,
definitely wasn't on the first Donovan Mitchell year because that was
he was
Lopez
not.
Was their only option. Is Evan on the injury report as of now?
There's no injury report.
Well, like, is there any update? I mean,
the injury report doesn't come out until tomorrow at like 4, so we won't. 4:30.
No idea.
No idea. Yeah. The best. Well, the Cavs practice tomorrow in Cleveland, so I'm not going to be there because I have a real job. But somebody will be there and we'll ask Kenny about it. So we will have a better idea about noon tomorrow, but we'll definitely know at like 4:30.
Yeah. Yeah. Max is back on Friday. We didn't talk too much about it. We mentioned it. I'm so excited, man. I've said that a couple of times. I can't wait to see him in this system. I think it's going to be such a seamless fit. Now we'll have to give him some time, give him a runway to get himself readjusted and everything. But man, just a perfect fit. Exactly what this team needs. The shooting, I think, is going to be huge. The off-ball movement, the playmaking. I think it's going to be a fantastic fit for this team. Easily, I think he's going to win that starting lineup job right away, that starter job. I know there's been some questions. We try to talk ourselves into Dean Wade. I think it's going to be Max Strus, hands down.
No one tried to talk themselves into Isaac Okoro.
No, we didn't. We genuinely didn't. We tried to talk ourselves into Dean Wade, though.
I did try to talk.
Isaac's had a good year, by the way. I would like to say
he's
that
had a fine year.
He's been fine. Yeah, he's been fine.
He's fine. I think the problem is that he keeps getting better in the same ways that he's been getting better like the whole time. I don't think that Kenny's found like a way to like really make Isaac Okoro play like legit basketball.
Using him as a screener has helped a lot.
Yeah, it's helped, but that's kind of like a gimmick. That's not something to like rely on full time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're never going to want to rely on him for anything full time. Well, I think Strus gets 30 minutes. I think Sam is going to be the one getting the cut there a little bit.
Strus isn't going to get 30 minutes.
Not right away.
I mean, like there was a time when nobody was getting 30 minutes on the Cavs. It was but if we're thinking Mitchell gets like 31 minutes on the Cavs.
If we're thinking winning time, like playoff rotation, end of the season,
we're way too far away from that to really talk about that.
That's fair.
Jake Fisher had something to say about how the Cavs are really active in trying to get another wing. So something to keep in mind. So I think they want somebody else besides Strus. So we'll see if that ever materializes, because again, it's always we've talked about
gotten that Jake Fisher report every year. He's a good reporter. I'm not attacking him. I'm saying we've gotten same exact thing every year for the last like 3 years.
It's just tough.
Right. Nick's throwing a punch, by the way.
Yeah, against your Hawks, which who could have seen it coming?
It's tough to see. Me and Brad, we're gonna be pouring one out tonight.
Brad's not gonna know why he's pouring one out.
Brad won't find out who won the cup until they're back on Friday. Well, the game, they won't even know who won by then, but you get what I mean. The next time they're on the Cavs broadcast. Also, why am I attacking Brad? Jackson, you're a bad influence. I like Brad. I take it back.
I didn't mean it. Brad.
I didn't mean it, Brad.
I meant it.
That's fine, but remove me from it.
Dan.
Brad's fun. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, don't know if he's the best commentator in the
world.
See,
the thing is, I don't think he's fun, so I don't find him fun. If I found him fun, I find AC to be 10 out of 10 fun.
This is the Breakfast Club. You can tell from the picture. This is a bad game. He knows ball. Yeah, I don't know this one. Do you know this one? I don't know this one.
I don't know.
Dirty Dancing. Okay, I haven't seen that movie. Oh yeah, you can see that. I can see the title now. Yeah. Okay, I haven't seen it. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said anything. Now I'm blanking. I don't know this one either. Is this Grease? Okay. See, not too bad. 2 for 3 so far. Last one. Oh, it's Wicked. No, is it? Yeah, okay. I got nervous because all these movies were very old, and then they went with the brand new one. So I was like, hold on, did I get that wrong? Yeah. Wicked was a banger. I haven't seen it yet. Probably see it eventually. I am a Regal Unlimited member, so I know ball.
You are a Regal Unlimited member. You bring this up a lot.
As you should. If you're an AMC A-lister or a Regal Unlimited member, it's your birthright to speak on it.
I feel like
Action Bronson's there.
I feel like Tony on first dates. That's like the first thing he like says. He says, "Hi, my name's Tony Pesta. I'm a Regal Unlimited member." Actually, their first date would be at the movies, and he would say,
"No, that's a bad first date. You can't go to the movies on the first date because then it's you're just kind of sitting there quietly."
Or it's a good first date because then you could just watch a movie.
Yeah, but then you're not talking. It's kind of awkward. I did convince my girlfriend after months to get the Regal Unlimited, so I did eventually get her. I have, I'm a card carrying member. You can see those points, 95,000. I'm up there. I don't know. I can't earn Emerald status. It always says visit 3 more times. It always says that. So can't get Emerald for whatever reason, no matter how many times I go. But yeah, it's nice. You know what? You get all the points that you earn. You get free drinks, free popcorn. Like I haven't paid for a drink in forever. The hot dogs I have to pay for. Okay, I haven't gotten free hot dogs yet.
I'm not a huge fan of the Regal and where is it? Crocker Park.
That's the closest one for me.
Not a huge fan.
They need to update the seats. They're getting old.
More of a Cinemark and Valley View.
Great theater.
Yeah, great theater.
Cinemark's great.
The Cinemark in the Strongsville Mall. It's great if you don't want to hear the movie. So
I haven't been there in forever. The last time I went to there was actually, it was when theaters finally reopened after COVID. I went to see King Kong versus Godzilla there. So it was like the only theater that was open. So
yeah,
that movie's really goofy, but it's fun.
The last movie I saw there was Ferrari. I just wanted to see Adam Driver do his Italian accent. And I think it was worth it.
Yeah. You can order steaks. That's crazy. Steak. I mean, I can't judge that. I get hot dogs at times, but yeah, that's wild. Steak at the movie theater.
I don't know if you
Yeah, I
need.
never saw Ferrari.
It was fine. I don't think you need to see it.
Yeah.
But it is funny because everybody else is definitely Italian, and Adam Driver is definitely not Italian.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it really good.
They needed an authentic Italian.
Yeah, but everybody else is authentic Italian, so that's
great.
Yeah.
Big year for Italians. I've been hearing.
I mean, big year for me, big year for you.
Yeah. Are you really Italian?
I am really Italian, but I'm only
that's crazy.
My grandmother is 100% Italian.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty similar for me. See, Demo, that's fire. Order food at the seat. Ooh, big block. Yeah, the thing about the Crocker Park Regal, don't if you're gonna order any food, make sure you get there 20 minutes early. Yeah, my name's Tony, so
right.
Tony Pasta. But yeah, if you're gonna order food at the Regal, you got to get there 20 minutes early because they take even if it's just pretzel bites, man, it takes so long. No shade to any of them, but it takes so long. I've been wishing that you could just order it to your seat.
Sounds like shade. That's literally what I'm
hearing. A little bit, just a little bit of shade. I could cook the pretzel bites at home faster than it takes them. Okay, it doesn't. All you have to do just put it in the oven for 5 minutes. It shouldn't take 20 minutes. I'm not a Karen, I promise. That's why I'm venting right now because I'm too polite to say it in person. I just wait patiently and then I say thank you, have a nice night, and then I vent about it on the live stream.
I mean, somebody could be a worker here.
It's true. Well, that's a constructive criticism. What are you doing back there?
Watching our stream. Thank you.
Maybe, yeah, thank you if that's what you're doing. But yeah, I still got to see Wicked. I wanted to see Gladiator 2, but the reviews were kind of middling, so I don't know if I'm even going to.
I thought I had good reviews.
I've heard mixed. I guess I should have said.
And
I've heard
like
mixed.
Pedro Pascal.
I do. I love him. I love Paul Mescal. I love.
That's why you're such a big Mando fan.
Yeah, love my Star Wars content. I heard mixed things. Moana 2 would be a low key pick too as well. Thought about seeing that with my nephew and niece. Definitely locked in for Nosferatu. Locked in for that. Got to go see that. I'll probably see the Bob Dylan movie too. I think there's another one. I heard Interstellar IMAX tickets, people were reselling them for $200. I don't know if any ticket was actually sold for that much or if they just listed it. That's absurd. Don't buy tickets for $200. Craven the Hunter that debuted with a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. I heard The Wild Robot was great. I didn't catch it in theaters. I think it just left theaters. I was thinking of trying to get there to see it. I heard it was great.
Are you going to go to the Mandalorian movie with me in 2026 to see?
Is there really a movie?
Yeah.
It works. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what Jeremy Allen White was
casted. I didn't know that was for the movie. I saw that he was casted.
Yeah. Your Hawks are coming back.
Yeah, they're in this.
Yes, chef.
Live action How to Train Your Dragon. I actually never saw any of the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I don't know. That one always just never got onto my radar for some reason. But they look fun.
Did you like The Bear, Tony?
I never saw it. I'm bad with TV shows. I have been meaning to watch that, though.
Wanted to talk Italian to Italian about The Bear. Can't do that.
It looks good. It does look good.
Ooh. No.
Speaking of movies and speaking of Dune, Austin Butler It's going to play Patrick Bateman in the American Psycho remake now. Or I think it's a new adaptation. It's not a remake, but I'm excited for that. I think that's a good casting choice.
Did you like Elvis?
I actually didn't see Elvis, but I did see his. I've seen all the clips. The Elvis accent is very funny. Is it good?
I loved it.
Okay.
I understand why people don't like it though. I loved it. It was very over the top, and I think that I really like over the top movies, so I really liked it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it because I do like Austin Butler.
I really liked it.
He was great in Dune. Yeah, the casting, as long as he doesn't play it too seriously, he's going to be a psycho. I've seen the memes because he's like a method actor, and he already seems a little off kilter. So he's going to take this too seriously. Probably he's going to get lost in the role. He might never recover, but I'm excited for it.
Can't believe you didn't see Elvis, man.
Yeah, I don't know why I never saw that. Sometimes, movies, they just slip right by you. So
That's fair.
Like I meant to see Terrifier 3 in October, never got around to it. Didn't see Smile 2 in theaters, ended up watching it on streaming. Missed a lot of the good spooky stuff that came out in October that I was meaning to see. Hell yeah. Grandma Highway approved the Elvis accent. That's what we love to hear.
Yeah.
I've seen the clips of his voice, so I can participate in that. That's great.
It's very over the top. Like the whole movie.
Yeah, I think I saw that too, old kid. The top 15 grossing movies are all existing IP or sequels. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
What sequels came up?
Well, Dune is an existing IP. We had why am I playing Twisters, Deadpool.
Is that it? Is Twister? What is that?
Twister. The original movie's Twister from like the 90s, and then Twisters is the sequel this year.
Oh, I didn't know it was a sequel. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen the original? No. People love the original.
I haven't seen the second one.
Fair enough. People love the original. I think it's okay. It's okay. I honestly like the new one better, but that's because I like Glenn Powell. Yeah, you got to watch for the flying cows. The original's good. The original's good.
People say that.
Inside Out, Gladiator, Moana. I feel like I'm forgetting another big one too. Was Hunger Games this year? Or was that last year?
There was a Hunger Games movie again?
Yeah,
they were like yeah, that was last year. That was last year.
That was last year. Okay, I thought so.
Yes.
Yeah, it was actually good.
Tony, have you watched Indiana Jones yet?
No. I actually didn't even finish the Terminator when we were talking about it. I still haven't finished it.
Unbelievable. Did you start it?
Yeah, I got like halfway through it, but I meant to finish it after one of our other streams recently, and then I never got to it. I ended up I watched Speak No Evil, and I just watched something else. Oh, I want to see The Substance. That's not on streaming yet, but I heard that movie's great. But yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to Terminator because I liked the first half.
The first half of which one?
The first Terminator movie.
The first one.
Yeah.
Your Hawks are coming back. The Knicks haven't scored.
Yeah, it's been
forever.
Yeah,
they haven't scored since we started talking about movies.
This is what we should have been doing the whole time if I wanted them to win. Ooh, airball. Josh Hart. He'll do that to you. PTSD right there. Oh, Beetlejuice. That's the other big IP movie that I couldn't think of. That came out this year. Come on, Dice Daniels. Whoa. Just got it off.
Ooh.
Oh.
Not everyone can be Josh Hart.
Yeah. He tried to. He tried to do the Josh Hart impression.
Have you ever gone to Highland Park movie theater in Akron?
I don't think so.
It's the old cheap movie theater.
I don't think so.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I want to go to more like
one
old
room.
theaters.
It's like a 1 room movie theater, and like tickets are, when I was living there, was like $5 to go.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like the best quality and stuff, but it's like 100 years old.
Yeah. And it's cool because I think the theaters like that usually they'll like re-release stuff. They'll show like older movies. So if you want to catch something that you never saw.
They like only show like new movies, but they only have one room. So it's like they have like 2 showings a day, like 7 and 9. So like be there or, don't be there. So
yeah, Dan, that's how I felt with the Terminator. I feel like I already know everything about it. So I was like, do I watch it? And I said, screw it, I'll finally watch it. But it's good. Arnold's great. It's got that like 80s cheesy factor to it. So
can't wait to watch Star Wars with you. Still waiting.
I know. Well, if I had Disney Plus, I would have caught up by now. Okay, so here I have the highest grossing films here of 20. Oh, we're still, this half's not even over. Okay, I was gonna say I don't know what's going on. I'll wait to read it out.
If people want to see Cat make these,
we got to see if he makes these free throws. Someone's parlay is on the line.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about their parlay.
Yeah. So the number one highest grossing movie of the year so far is Inside Out 2, followed by Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't see Inside Out 2. Deadpool and Wolverine was pretty fun. I'll admit it was fun. I know Jackson.
You're not a Marvel guy.
Yeah.
You're not, right? Or are you?
I wouldn't say I'm a Marvel guy, but I do like a handful of the Marvel movies a lot. I wouldn't be like I'm a Marvel fan.
I was really into X-Men like 20 years ago. Like that was like my thing.
Logan's great. I love Logan.
See, I haven't seen like there's a bunch of Wolverine only movies, right?
Yeah. You should watch Logan. Logan's great.
Yeah. I thought about watching it like a couple times. I was like, I'll watch it like tonight, and then like the thought never came to my mind again.
Yeah. That's how it goes sometimes. Definitely would recommend giving that one a spin because it's very good.
I probably will because I do like Wolverine, but I don't like anything I see with Deadpool. It just seems like something that as a 30-year-old, I can't imagine like enjoying, thinking it's funny.
Yeah, no, it's goofy. It's not a serious movie, but it's fun. It's fun for what it is. Yeah, Demo, I'm basically the same way when it comes to Marvel. All the way up till Endgame, I was pretty into it, watched basically everything. The newer stuff, I gave it an honest chance. I didn't hate necessarily. Like, I didn't necessarily hate any of it, but it hasn't really hooked me. And I'm a little disappointed that, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are just going to come back and they're going to run it back for this next Avengers movie. I thought they should have had some sort of group movie with the new Avengers to try and build some hype, but they just said, "Wow, we're going to play the hits." So it is what it is. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Love Spider-Man. Love the Spider-Verse movies. Have you seen those, Jackson?
I haven't seen a new Spider-Man movie since The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, man. And Andrew Garfield.
Really far behind. Yeah.
Well, the Spider-Verse is the animated ones.
Yeah, I know that. I don't like Andrew Garfield. I think terrible Spider-Man.
Okay, so. Yeah. Well, do you like Andrew Garfield just separate from Spider-Man?
I mean, I'm indifferent. I'm just saying, as Spider-Man,
I love Andrew Garfield. He's. I mean,
you guys kind of do the same thing with the hair, so I get it.
Yeah, the social network hair.
Yeah, so
he's great in that movie. He's a great actor.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's see this halftime performance.
I mean,
the Spider-Verse movies are fire, though. I would recommend those. You don't have to see any of the other ones to be on board with what's going on there. Okay, so the third highest grossing movie was Despicable Me 4. I didn't catch that one. Shout out to all the Despicable Me Minion fans, though. Hope you loved it. Wicked is already fourth on this list. Wicked's doing crazy numbers. And Moana too. Beetlejuice is sixth. Dune Part 2, the best movie of the year, is number 7. Great movie.
Like it's
fantastic movie. Well, it's the 7th highest grossing, but popularity, quality, it doesn't always line up. But incredible movie. Should be the best picture winner, but it probably won't even be nominated. We'll see. Twisters was 8th. Godzilla versus King Kong, the new one. I'll be honest, I thought it kind of sucked, but at the same time, it's Godzilla versus King Kong, so you can't really you can't be too critical. It's like you know what you signed up for. Kung Fu Panda 4 was the 10th movie there. Didn't see that either, but I heard it was good. Yeah, Dune is just like the Cavs. They're clearly the best in the business, but they're being underrated for some reason.
I just really didn't like the first one. I'm sorry.
The first one I like it, but I completely understand why someone wouldn't. The second one's incredible, though. The second one's so good. It makes the first one even better. The first one is basically all set up. It's really just setting the stage for everything that happens in the second movie. It still tells its own story in the first one, but the second movie is just like the culmination of everything. It's Paul trying to sway the Fremen into believing that he is their Lisan al-Gaib. It's the battle, trying to overtake Arrakis, fight the Emperor, get revenge for his father. It's great. You get to see your James Bond villain, Stilgar, in Dune. Javier Bardem.
Yeah,
it's great. He's great in this movie.
But if I want to see him, in a great movie, I'll watch Skyfall.
Yeah, we could watch Dune Part 2 as well. He's really good in it. He's funny in Part 2.
He's funny in Skyfall.
Yeah, he actually is funny in Skyfall too.
He's much funny. I'm sure he's much funnier in Skyfall.
Maybe he's definitely quirkier, but he has some really good lines in Part 2.
He does.
You get Josh Brolin. You get Dave Bautista.
Do you like me some Dave Bautista?
Yeah. I would say No Country for Old Men over Skyfall, but they're both great. I read the first Dune book this year. I haven't read the other two.
I heard they're tough reads.
Yeah, I've heard basically the first book is all you really need to read if you want. The rest of them get just progressively more difficult. The first book is very confusing if you have no knowledge of the lore, like you haven't seen the movies. The first book would probably be so confusing. I was only able to get through it and understand everything because I had seen both movies a couple times. So I was able to put a face to the names and understand where the story was going. But yeah, the lore is a little intimidating. But the first book's very good. If you don't know,
isn't it like really dense?
Yeah,
it's just not written like super clean.
It's not accessible. It's very dense. It's very confusing too because they're using words like Lisan al-Gaib, like just the Mahdi, all this stuff that Paul, the main character, has like 10 different names in it. They call him like 10 different things. So if you don't know,
that's the worst thing you could possibly do in a book.
It gets very confusing. But yeah, I would say just watch the movies. It's okay. The book's good, but the movies, I think it's a rare case where the movie's better than the book. I think the movie actually improves things from the book. Because, not to spoil anything, this isn't a spoiler at all. It's maybe a minor spoiler for the book.
I'm never going to see it.
Okay. In the book, Paul's mother has a daughter, but she is because I'm going to try to explain the lore really quickly, okay? She drinks the water of life, which means that she basically inherits the consciousness of every other Reverend mother who has drank that water of life. So she has 1,000 people in her head, basically. She's really smart. In the book, she drinks that while she's pregnant, and then she gives birth to the baby, and the baby is like an infant, but it talks, and it's really smart. It's really weird shit.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, but it's really weird. The movie doesn't do that. The movie, you can the baby speaks to the mom inside of the womb, but they don't have an infant running around speaking, which was a good decision by the movie because that it's really weird. But yeah, so the Dune book, it's good. It's very good. I genuinely, again, rare case where the movie is actually better.
This summer, we're gonna do a podcast about every Star Wars movie after you watch it for the first time. I think that's gonna be good content. It's gonna be great content.
At Half Price Books, they have the collection of Star Wars movies. I've thought about just buying it so that I can watch them.
Right.
It's not that expensive either.
We need to watch them together and then podcast about it right after.
Oh,
like do it during the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this summer or like All-Star break or something like that.
Yeah.
Because
it's
good content.
Fun, man. Yeah, it's good content, and it's a series that I've been meaning to watch.
I was at your half price books the other day, Monday.
Great store.
Yeah.
Great store.
It's great.
So many good things there. The movie section's good too. They got you'll find a Blu-ray there for like $3.
I like going to the Exchange more for movies.
Well, yeah, they have way more there.
And like sometimes they have some like insanely good prices and sometimes they don't.
I have not seen the 80s Dune, but I've seen clips of it with the CGI, and I decided that I don't want to watch it. But maybe just for the memes I'll watch it, because that CGI looked really rough. Like the scene of Paul riding the worm, if you compare the 80s version of Paul riding the worm to today's version, it's unbelievable. Technology has come a long way.
Yeah,
which one's episode 9?
We're gonna skip episode 9.
Which one is that?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
It's bad. It's really bad.
J.J.
Abrams is a fraud. Not a ball knower.
Yeah, that's okay.
Listen,
bad. When you get nine episodes in, you're gonna have a stinker.
Yeah, but it was like the last one. You can't have a stinker on the last one.
Hey, man, listen. I'm a fan of the Halloween franchise, and let me tell you, Halloween Ends was an absolute stinker.
Right, but like Star Wars is like the highest grossing movie franchise ever.
There's a different quality there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stinkers across the Halloween franchise. Like half the movies suck, but that's what makes them fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 good Rocky movies, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fine.
There's 3 good. there's 3 good Creed movies, so people forget.
I haven't seen the third one. I meant to see that when it was coming out.
Saw it at the Strongsville movie theater.
Yeah.
There was a really emotional part, and I couldn't hear anything because the teenagers who you couldn't hear when they were playing like the really loud Creed music, they couldn't hear anything. So, thank you, Strongsville teenagers.
Yeah, that's tough. I've been pretty lucky without running into any bad theater experiences as far as like teenagers go. The worst one that I had was the Batman, the newer one, the newest one with Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
This group of teenagers showed up like an hour into the movie, which, okay, whatever, bad. Right? Like that's a bad sign, but like, whatever, just go to your seat, please, and be quiet. They're talking the whole time. They're using the flashlight on their phone to find their seats. And then she was vaping. They're like, it's a packed theater. They're like,
so they're in like the front row.
Yeah, they're like in the front rows vaping. The smoke is going up into the screen. And then she drops her vape at one point, stands up using the flashlight to try and find it.
She's in front of the whole theater. Yeah,
in front of the screen. My friend, love him, Omar, speaks up and says, "Oh my God, sit down." And she turns around and is like, "Who the F said that? Who said that?" Omar just goes completely quiet. He's completely quiet. She goes, yeah, that's what I thought. Shut up. So we're like, okay, please just have this end soon. And thankfully, you know what? She sat down and didn't say anything else the rest of the movie.
There you go. Was that the first time you watched it, or was that like the second time?
That was my first Batman viewing experience.
That's tough.
So it didn't ruin it, but that's by far the worst movie experience I've had as far as fans.
Fortunately, it's like a 4-hour long movie, so you still had plenty of time.
The Batmobile hadn't even been revealed yet. We were good.
That is a long movie. It's a good one, but it's long.
It's good.
I don't know if it needs to. I don't know if it needed to be as long as it was.
Yeah, if you could find a way to cut like 30 minutes from it, it would be like perfection. Yeah, I still really like it though.
Yeah, it's good, but I feel like I don't want to ever like I saw it once and I don't want to watch it again because it's like, that's like a, that's it's a lot. It's like an afternoon.
What's good about it is a movie that you can kind of just put on in the background, and then if you have a moment where you stop and look, you're like, oh, this is a fire scene. You watch like 5 minutes and then you leave. You come back 2 hours later and it's like, oh, it's still on. Oh, this is an awesome scene too. I'll watch this 5-minute sequence.
It's a good movie. Like definitely not. Just seems like it was overly long.
Third
Like
act
they were,
especially really drags.
yeah, and then it like once it's over, I feel like there's, and I think movies do this, especially if like I haven't seen the Terminator movie, but I'm sure if you watch the Terminator, it's like climax credits.
Yeah.
Like movies used to just kind of like end. Now it's like,
Movies used to end.
well, like now it's like
I know what you mean.
there's like so many epilogues, but like
Yeah.
one epilogue's fine, but it'll be like an epilogue for each character, and it's like, all right, man, like
Epilogue, credits
yeah,
roll. You get a credit scene with an epilogue. It's just like, all right, guys, come on.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, still a good movie though. We love Robert Pattinson around these streets.
great Batman.
Great Batman. I have another bad movie experience, although this one ended up being like a fun story. So I think I've mentioned this on the stream before. I've seen most of the Twilight movies. I was there opening night. My older sister took me to see them when I was in
Or
like
like
fifth grade.
you took your older sister.
Yeah, well, fifth grade
that's
me
probably
drove to
more.
the theater, but we went to go see. I think it was. Oh man, I think it's Breaking Dawn. It's the second to last movie,
I thought
and
there's only 3.
no, there's like 5 of them, I think.
Okay, all right.
They split the last one into 2. They did that whole thing. But we showed up and it's
Any
of course
movie that does that is
sold out.
bad.
I agree. The last one's very bad. But
the joke was that's what Dune did. That was the joke.
Well, no, Dune didn't really do that.
It's just one book.
Split the book into 2 movies, but it's
That's
like
right,
you kind of had to. It's a long book, okay?
Okay. Anyways, continue.
So fair enough. But you got me there. You got me. I didn't even realize you got me. You got me so good.
I know. Thank
you. Dune and Twilight.
All right, we need to start talking about basketball, so you gotta.
Yes, I'll wrap this up very quickly. Basically, it's packed theaters. There's only 2, theaters running, even 2 showings. Our showing just wasn't working. The screen wasn't working. The audio wasn't. Something was wrong. So they were like, "Well, you can either get a refund or you can sit on the floor in the other theater." So we sat on the floor in the aisle and watched that movie, and it was, all things considered, it was kind of a funny experience. But the only time I've had something like that happen.
I don't think you're like allowed to do that.
Probably not. It's
no,
probably
that's a fire hazard. Yeah, you can't do
but
that.
we were there. We were there. I was in that aisle. You're not stopping the Twilight stands, dude. We had to find out if Team Edward or Team Jacob was going to prevail. It was for Breaking Dawn Part 1. Fire marshals were raging. Yeah.
I mean, BG, it's not hard to earn his respect. You just do something stupid and he respects it.
All right, let's lock back into basketball now, huh? Let's see if my Hawks can get the job done. Me and Brad are pulling for them. Touche. He got you there.
Whatever.
I'm surprised it took us this many playback streams for me to talk about Dune, honestly. Thought it would be like a preseason thing. Took almost, middle of December here.
Well, I think preseason we were trying to figure out how the controls work.
Yeah.
All right.
4-point game. Dyson Daniels.
All over the Knicks haven't been able to really do anything on offense. It seems like the offense has been really stagnant at times. Hitting some 3-pointers would help. And it's not like, I don't know if the Hawks are doing anything to make the Knicks struggle. I don't know. I just don't respect the Hawks.
That's fair. They got to earn it. They got to earn it. But whether it's what they're doing or New York's just struggling, they're holding them well below their pace. They put up like 124 points per 100 possessions. Well, back-to-back threes right there, sure. Right back on track.
The Hawks have to be the only team to beat the Cavs and Celtics. If they beat the Knicks, they'd be adding another good team to their list. But yeah, they might be the only team. I watched the Celtics Hawks game, and then like the Celtics just missed like 900 open threes. Like they were just, and they did something stupid in like the final possession, like Jason Tatum just like tripped or something on like an inbounds pass. Like they were doing a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
They lost to the Wizards twice.
Yeah, they're the only team to beat the Cavs and lose to the Wizards twice. I remember seeing that stat.
Well,
That's
no other
because
team that's.
I was gonna say I don't think anyone else is. Well,
Yeah.
I think they were the only team to lose to the Wizards and the Cavs, but again, the Wizards have only lost to like 3 teams. So, or the Wizards have only beaten 3 teams. Sorry. Very weird team.
The
You
Wizards.
don't really know what to expect.
I think the Wizards just suck.
I thought he was talking about the Hawks. Maybe he was talking about
the Hawks.
Wizards.
Yeah.
The Wizards do just suck.
I don't think the Hawks are good. They just.
But they can turn in good performances.
Like, I just think they're getting kind of. I don't know. Like, they do have wings. So they have, like, guys who can cosplay as good players almost in a way that, like. I don't know. Is there a real difference? Yeah, their coach is good. And I think their coach has made Trae Young be like the best version that he can be, even though he's having a pretty terrible year shooting. So I think that like Quinn Snyder definitely deserves a lot of credit. So I don't want to overlook that.
Cool glasses, definitely.
Quinn Snyder, another thing that doesn't come through on the broadcast, but it does when you're at games and stuff. He's one of those guys that has like 9 million like bracelets. Like his whole arm is just like
me too.
Bracelets.
Man, I only have 2. I only
wear
like
2. 9 million.
Yeah, hard limit at 2 for me. I'm not putting on 3.
Every year I ask him about Donovan Mitchell, just to, what are you seeing from Donovan Mitchell? And every time he goes, well, you probably have to ask their head coach. And I was like, listen, I can ask the head coach anytime, but I'm asking you.
Yeah.
And then he gives a good answer, but he always says, you're going to have to ask their head coach. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Didn't think of that, Quinn.
yeah, thank you, Quinn. I've never done that. Quinn may actually hate to see Jackson coming.
He might.
Like, I asked him a question about Donovan, and then he said something about how he didn't always like have a great feel for the game. And then I asked like a follow-up, like, hey, so like when was that? Or like when did you see that? And then he did get kind of annoyed. It was like when he was like a rookie. And I was like, all right, like you can say you've seen Donovan improve. And then like as soon as it got done, he was like, they're asking all the hard questions today. I was like, I don't like it. Like I don't know if anything was too hard, but yeah, Quinn may hate to see Jackson coming. So I may next time they play the Hawks, I might not ask about Donovan Mitchell, but I might.
Stay consistent,
Yeah.
They do kind of look alike. Quinn's got the glasses to distinguish himself. Jackson, you're the reason. You're the reason why the Hawks hate us.
It's possible. I mean, I asked him a question about Donovan last year, and I think it was before the in-season tournament game where the Cavs won by like 9 million.
Oh yeah.
So
so it's not all bad.
Yeah. This
is not a foul to me.
No, Quinn gives a lot better quotes than Kenny Atkinson does. Kenny Atkinson's phenomenal in that he will like tells you 100% the truth, but sometimes he gets lost in what he's saying, and then he switches the topic a lot.
Oh, okay.
He's one of those guys, but what he says is like always pure gold, but when you're like transcribing it, you got to like do so many brackets.
Successful challenge.
I just wonder why Quinn Snyder took the Hawks job. Like what he saw in them that made him want to take it.
When did he take it?
He took it in 2020, the end of the 23 season.
Okay. Yeah.
So like,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, because it's like they seem like you were talking about it earlier. Like they seem like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they have a weird trajectory
I think he
because
would have.
they made the conference finals 4 years ago.
I mean, I think he like I don't know if he was getting other offers, but he's a super well respected coach. Won Coach of the Year a couple times, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Definitely was in the running when he was in Utah. Let me check.
yeah, like he's a well respected coach around the league.
He's finished in the top 4 multiple times.
Okay,
He was third in 2021. He was second in 2018, but I don't think he won it. He won D-League Coach of the Year in 2009.
sick.
He was the All-Star Game head coach.
I think that looking back, do you think that the Jazz gave up too early on their core? I think they did.
Definitely gave up on Donovan too early. Like that was the weird thing. I understand the Rudy Gobert Donovan thing kind of had imploded in the sense that it was ready. They were ready to move on from at least one of them, but like, did you have to move on from both? You probably could have kept Donovan.
And
I'm not complaining.
And then everything they've done since then has made no sense.
Just a tank, basically.
Well, they
like,
haven't really tanked. Like
but
they've been like
though.
half tanked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 2 years of like being moderately frisky, kind of. Like they haven't got a top 5 pick in those years.
Yeah, and this is the first year they've really like bottomed out, I guess.
Right. And then it's the year after they signed Lauri Markkanen to an extension. It's like, what if you just gave Donovan Mitchell that extension and you tried to build around him?
Yeah, they definitely would have made more sense because, as far as we know, as far as the reports, Donovan didn't like demand to be traded.
Right.
Maybe he like signaled it, but it didn't sound like it was. I'm not playing for you ever again. You have to trade me. Once they did the Gobert trade, I don't know.
And they put a lot of stock in like the Cavs, and I think they just put way too much stock in the Cavs and Timberwolves picks being really good. And it's like
it's not going to play out that way.
I mean, the Timberwolves might, because I'm not a Timberwolves fan, but they're not going. They're never going to like bottom out.
Our Hawks 8-0 run just like that.
Yeah,
my Hawks.
The Knicks are playing a really sloppy game.
They really are.
Yeah.
Listen, Brad just put the cheese on his patty. He's getting ready for the fourth quarter. He'll be in the lazy boy for the fourth quarter. He's getting ready.
That'd have to be a big lazy boy. Brad's a big guy.
Yeah. He's like 7 foot, right?
If you walk past Brad is like he's ducking to go through doors.
Yeah, he's 7 foot.
Yeah,
he's got a big lazy boy, custom made one. Yeah, you could tell Brad probably got his name engraved in that. he's got his own custom one. They know Brad.
Do you want to guess what the Hawks offensive rating? What percentile they're in for offensive rating?
Oh God, I'm gonna say the 15th.
11th.
Too low? Oh, okay, too high. 11th, dang.
Yeah. 98.2, Knicks 105.3. It's not good when you're like radio stations. Yeah, neither team's making any threes. The Hawks are taking a lot of shots at the rim and not making any of them. Just a really weird game. The difference right now is that the Hawks aren't turning it over and the Knicks are. Neither team's getting to the line either. It's just been kind of like a really disjointed game. And one of the things that's kind of interesting is that when the Hawks, because I did see both games that the Hawks won against the Celtics and Cavs, is their offense was really humming in both of those games, and their defense was kind of doing just enough to get by. Like this game, the offense is not humming, but the defense, I don't know if the defense is doing a whole lot, but they are forcing turnovers, which is really helpful. So it's been a really weird game. an ugly game, a Stephon Marbury-like game.
Any chance to disrespect Marbury, he'll take it. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson will be a determining factor. I don't know how much faith I have in it, but that's the complete picture is having him available.
That's the thing. I don't know how Mitchell Robinson fits in because like they're great because of their offense. And if you put Mitchell Robinson in there, that spacing completely goes away, but you still have Karl Anthony Towns there to like not play any defense.
Yeah.
So how does is that making anything better? So I kind of think that like you're still probably better off with like Cat at your as the 5 and just kind of hope that in the playoffs you can like game plan for a team in a way that makes sense. Like if the Knicks were playing against the Cavs, you would just say, "Hey, we're the Knicks. We're going to outscore you and we're going to like pack the paint and make you guys shoot over us." And there's a possibility that like the Isaac Okoros, Sam Merrills, Max Struess's don't make any shots and then you win. You know? So like
yeah,
I think that's a better strategy than just trying to be like a more complete team.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you. I guess at the very least, you hope that Robinson can come off the bench and give you some minutes where you have some rim protection there when Towns is on the bench. But Towns is playing 45 a night anyway, so you're basically asking Robinson to be on the court for 3 minutes.
Yeah,
which is not. He'll play more than 3 minutes, but
yeah. I like Robinson. I just think that like it's not that what the Knicks are doing is so impressive right now. It's just kind of like I don't know what their path to victory is if they don't have like the best offense in the league.
Yeah. Well, right now they do have the best offense in the league, to give them credit, but Dyson Daniels, great defense right there.
Yeah.
Mike Breen homerism coming into play there.
He wants to go to Vegas.
He's a little upset. We love Mike Breen. At least I do. I'm assuming Jackson does, but you never know. He could shock me with a take.
We like Mike Breen. We don't love Mike Breen.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Like, he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Breen, whenever he coaches or calls Knicks games, you can tell. But it's okay. I'm not going to hate on it. Can't blame him.
I mean, Cat's good.
Yeah.
People forget.
Very good player. 15 and 17. All right, come on, Trey. Ice Trey. Here we go. Got to get him going before Brad sits down.
One thing is, Trey's one of those guys that if he hits one, he can hit two, you know.
Yeah. He's got 7 in this quarter. Let's see if we get a little bit of an explosion here. Putting a lot of length on Brunson. See if Towns can maybe get something going for them. It's been a low-scoring game.
It has been a low-scoring game.
Here we go, logo.
Uh-oh. Boom!
There it is.
When he hits one, he can hit two. When he hits two, he can hit 3.
Yeah, New York, the crowd starting to get some PTSD.
Brunson's just trying to force things.
Yeah, nothing there.
You know, basketball's a game of runs. Did he call a timeout? It'd be a good time to call a timeout.
Deep 3. See, the NBA Cup logo doesn't do him justice because that would have been a logo 3 if it was the regular Knicks logo.
I think we're getting too liberal with how with our definition of logos.
I agree, but I'm just saying, if that was the regular logo, it would have been.
He's no Ty Jerome. We'll say that.
Yeah, the logos have gotten bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever, I mean, you have gone the Charge haven't played on their own court yet, but they have the biggest logo ever.
It's literally like, where the dark orange is on the court when they show it again. The dark orange circle, you'll see it when they zoom
you're like,
out.
Amani Bates is like 4 steps onto the logo, and you're like, well,
you see that dark orange there?
Logo.
That's where the Charge logo is.
It makes the court look really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, the March Madness logo. I hate that they've been doing this for like 15 years now, but I hate that all the courts look the same. It, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
For like the March Madness, it does. I don't like it. I think they used to have like individualized courts. Anyways.
Another good defensive possession so far. Oh, Trey reached right there. It's all right. They recover. Pretty good defense here. It's a tough
really good
shot.
Defense. That was really good defense.
A couple guys been falling there. No one's hurt. The Hawks storm back. Shutting off their water. Is that a faucet emoji? Is that a faucet emoji or is it a clamp? I didn't even know there was an emoji for either of those things. Yeah, I thought they were clamps. I didn't know there was a clamp emoji. You learn something new every day. Well, shutting off your water is another term for defense, but I did think that was a faucet at first, and
I did too.
And I realized it was a clamp.
Yeah.
Hawks keep on rolling here, 21-4 run. How upset would you be if Atlanta made Brad look like the smartest and basketball mind?
I would be annoyed if they did win the whole thing. I don't care if they win. Like if they win this game, that's
emoji.
Fine.
See that emoji? If you just shrink
that looks like a picture.
It looks similar to the clamp emoji. If you just shrink it.
Yeah, we saw the emoji.
It's not identical, but it's close. Maybe I do need glasses. I don't know.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. Thank you for the side-by-side, though. The Hawks, they're not a great offensive team, but they do have shooters like Trae Young and guys who can just get hot. That's why they're really not a very good team, but they have a punch. They have a really strong punch.
I feel like this is much more about like the Knicks just like not making shots right now.
Yeah, for sure. But
like,
Atlanta's starting to
the Hawks have
rise to the occasion now.
Like at no point in this game am I like, man, the Hawks are doing some good things. I'm just kind of like,
I think during this run, they've been good. The earlier stages of the game were really ugly. Right there, that's just a mistake.
They played some good minutes right here.
Yeah. They just Trae Young and this team, like he energizes them, and when they have momentum, they become a pretty solid team. They don't get into this rhythm that often. But they do it in big games. Like that's why I kind of had a feeling they could be fun to watch on the road, NBA Cup. Trae Young in a single elimination format. And caught a bird, but no good.
They're just not hitting any shots.
Yeah,
like I think that's
leak out.
A lot of what this comes down to is they're just not hitting shots.
Yeah,
they're taking shots. They're just not hitting them.
Huge turnaround for Atlanta. Yeah, good hands right there from Hunter to poke that free. Bogey's gone. It's like a 24 to whatever run.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Maybe the Knicks have a million shots.
How do you feel about Ben Simmons to the Cavs?
I would definitely not like that. Why would? Who's bringing that up?
I'm with you. I saw some Cavs fans talking about it, and I did a second part of my grades with Mikey McNuggets, and he pitched it. To be clear, he wasn't all the way in on it. He just said maybe for a buyout, absolute no cost. I said I'll pass on that, but
gonna have to talk to Mikey about that. That's a bad take.
Yeah, I think here's the thing: if you could tell me that the vibes are going to be fine, he's not going to absolutely tank the vibes, then you could kind of explain why he would get him for nothing. But I don't believe that he's going to be healthy or available. I don't believe that he cares about basketball, I don't think it's worth the risk.
There's no upside. I don't think there's like a scenario where it works out well. Like it's not even like a Russell Westbrook to the Nuggets where like you're seeing it work out well.
He's very energetic. He cares about winning. I don't think Ben Simmons does. The skill set, you can see where it helps, but I don't think that skill set's going to be available.
Have we seen him apply his skill set since
Trae Young?
Since the six, yes,
No, that's like why
2021.
That's why I'll pass. But I bet a team is going to take a chance on him.
I don't.
Not condoning it. Just saying someone
can't imagine.
Will. We can save him. I can fix him.
2022, I was really into the Cavs trying to trade for Simmons.
He's a damn good player, man.
He was
such a good player, and he's still a good playmaker. I don't think the defense is anywhere near what it used to be. The scoring is completely gone now. He used to be, he used to be a good scorer, even though he couldn't shoot the ball. Like he could get to the rim, good slasher, good cutter. That confidence is gone. Good closeout from Campaign. Well, he has his limitations.
Campaign.
It was a good closeout until he got taken all the way to the rim and dunked.
Would you rather have Campaign or Spencer Dinwiddie? We had this conversation yesterday.
Easy. Yeah, look, if Kenny Atkinson can make Karis LeVert cut out his mid-range shots and turn Evan Mobley into a 40% three-point shooter, maybe he could salvage Ben Simmons.
That's just a lot to put on my guy Kenny.
Get the dancing frog with Ben Simmons, and things he'll start caring again. We're not like Philly. We're not as toxic. You get to dance with the frog. You can be out there singing 50 Cent. Brad's gonna call you the greatest player he's ever seen. Like it's not like Philly. It's gonna be way different.
He will do that.
You can literally do anything in a Cavs uniform, and Brad is gonna hype you up. Yeah, Donovan shows up on time. He's not gonna throw you under the bus. He'll probably hype you up too. Ben Simmons is a move that I would consider if the Cavs weren't the best team in the NBA right now. Like if things had gone wrong and they were like the 8th seed or something, that's a desperation move I could talk myself into. Right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm rolling with what we got.
That was ugly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's tough. 4 fouls on Karl Anthony Towns.
Have the Knicks scored like this quarter? I feel like they haven't scored like in forever. I know they have scored this.
It had been a while. I think they just scored recently, but it had been a while.
But everything's so.
It'd gone a long time without scoring.
It's getting cold in here. It must mean it's Trae Young time.
Ice Trae was heating up, and Jackson's house was cooling down.
Yeah,
it's contradictory, but we love it.
It makes sense. I've done that like 4 times today. I need to stop. I look like a loser every time.
I didn't even see it, so it's okay. I'll trust that you looked really cool, whatever you were doing. Hey, DeAndre Hunter, he's playing good.
I mean, after he had that like air ball from like the restricted area, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're missing some easy ones. They're also not. Yeah, it's just a lot of weird stuff from the Knicks. It's not the same offensive process we saw against the Raptors.
No.
Like the Raptors were able to stay into it, but like every shot that Knicks were getting were like an A+ shot. It seemed like.
All right, my Hawks, me and Brad, we got one more quarter to go, and then we're going to Vegas. Well, Jackson's going to Vegas.
I'm going to Vegas.
And I'll be there in spirit. What's your expectations for the Warriors-Rockets game? I'm going to pick Rockets. I'm going to go Houston. I think Houston
I think I'm going to go with the Warriors, but the Rockets are an interesting team.
I can see it going either way.
Hawks won the third quarter 34-18. 34-18 quarters are really going to help you out.
Yeah, they should do that again if they can.
Yeah, that was a Cavalier like third quarter.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear the rules, but clearly he has to put the ball in these baskets. So
we've seen this before. I think
he's got to put him on all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured. Off to a good start there. He hit the first two. He's got a good looking jumper on him.
It's so weird with like the small balls though.
Is this easier or harder than a half court shot? I think it's harder. Wow, he's killing it.
I mean, this guy doesn't make it. Guess it depends on how many chances you
got to heave it from this distance. He's stuck with the jump shot.
That's tough.
So we got 4 out of 5. I mean, he just racked up some good money here.
It's tough.
You know, it's deceiving too. Look at this.
Right.
They're equally spaced there, and then the last one is a huge gap. It's deceiving.
The depth perception is tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, went home with 1,000 though, so he's not upset. That'll pay for the cheesesteak he's getting on the way home. That paid for parking to the game.
You don't park at a Knicks game.
I know. I realized after I said it. Okay, I just thought maybe my co-host wouldn't throw me under the bus.
I mean,
that'll pay for
I do love throwing people under the bus.
No Ben Stiller. Did they show him yet today? I didn't see him.
No.
Tracy Morgan. I haven't even seen Spike Lee.
Future Jets quarterback. I hope he's introduced himself to Devontae Adams.
Have we seen Spike Lee yet today?
I haven't seen Spike Lee, but that's fine.
He's not rocking with the cup?
Maybe. I'll keep an eye out for Spike in Vegas if the Knicks go. To have a highlight against Dean Wade. I mean, if I ever scored a basket against Dean Wade, I'd make sure to put that in my highlight package. Yeah.
Yeah. Those things aren't easy to find.
Yeah. The real ones know that, like, hey, this doesn't happen often, so I gotta, show the one time it did happen. The in-game entertainment, not feeling it.
Lacking.
Yeah. The throwing the ball in the bucket, that's fine. Is there any? Yeah. The in-game entertainment is let's showing the celebrity row. That's the whole thing.
All right, let's get the job done. Job's not finished, but I need my Hawks to pull through. See, that's bad because Karl Anthony Towns was dropped completely back on that screen.
He's a bad defender.
He was standing in the paint for that entire action, and it still ended up in an alley-oop thrown from the perimeter.
His problem is he has really bad defensive instincts. Like he'd never he's a
really bad read.
Yeah, it's like he never played basketball before and had no idea that they were going to do that, which I don't quite get because I feel like he has good offensive instincts. So it's the same sport.
Focus.
So it's think that
focused.
Maybe, but he's never even locked in for any amount of time. Kyrie was a pretty bad defender for the Cavs, but he would lock in, fairly frequent,
Well, I think even just the fact that Towns fouls at such a high rate is probably
Well, he has really
lack of
bad
effort, lack of focus.
Well, his fouls are because he has really bad body
control.
control.
Yeah. It's just weird that he's never been a better defender, considering like I know his body control is a little questionable, but he's a very mobile player for his size on offense, like getting downhill, attacking closeouts. So you'd think that some of that would translate to defense, but
it should. Yeah, I mean,
he was a good shot blocker, but it just never translated for him. Damn good player though, overall. Like, look at that. Bad take, but like the speed is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He just exploded to the rim. But then you get him on defense, and he looks like the slowest player out there. Atlanta continuing to pile on.
They are.
Nothing going for the Knicks right now, just ISO. Hey, I got to stop saying things. They just immediately backfire. Special take right there. Yeah,
I still don't really like that possession.
Neither do I.
I feel like Cat is so good when you can get like a mismatch. Like set a screen. If they switch it, all right, let Cat punish it. Like, but I guess, I mean, the thing with like this kind of lineup that the Hawks are running out there where it's rather kind of small is that if you do blow past your guy,
no weak side.
Yeah, like you can just, throw it down.
5 fouls though, so let's see.
Keep him out there. Don't be a coward. But you can go at him every time anyway. So
there's no chance Karl Anthony Towns finishes this game without fouling out. I'm saying it right now. Okay, they put him to the bench, so I guess we'll see. But he's going to pick up a foul 60 feet from the basket, reaching in on someone. He's going to foul out. I'm calling it right now. There's no chance he doesn't.
That was such a bad foul.
0% chance.
Like, I just don't understand why they feel the need to like reach. Like, if you just did that with your hands up, you're doing the same contest.
If you're not blocking the shot, there's no reason to swipe.
Yeah, the Cavs do that so much. That was a good.
Not my precious Evan Mobley.
Not your precious Evan Mobley. That is true. No, what the Cavs do is like Darius Garland will like dig from like the weak side and just like slap somebody on a hand. You're like, Karis LeVert, guys like that.
Campaign, let it fly.
Spencer Dinwiddie would have hit it.
Probably, judging off of yesterday. Yeah, this is just missed the last 12 3-pointers, man. It's getting ugly for New York. I mean, my goodness.
The thing is, they're not like bad looks that they're forcing. Like,
but
they're not
the air balls.
Yeah, I mean, it's
crazy.
It's bad. Yeah,
you get a clean look. Well, that was actually a good closeout, I think. But air ball.
Demo, you got a profile pic now. I like it.
Demo, fresh cut.
Love that.
You just lost. It's a Darius Garland
deep
fried meme. It's hard to see when it's small, but I had to click on it. Love it.
I didn't.
Demo
I tried to look in, but
you just lost a Darius Garland parallel parking master. And they turn it over on the inbounds. It's all bad for New York right now.
I mean, they're playing an absolutely awful game. Like, if you didn't know that they had the best offense in like the league, nothing about this game would say, "Oh yeah, they have a great offense."
Yeah, I knew Josh Hart was going to make that.
Been awful. Cat hasn't done anything.
Shots.
Yeah. They probably they may not. The Knicks do suck. Many have said this. Yes. No. The two biggest Knicks skeptics say that the playoffs started tomorrow, Tony. Would you rank these teams in most preferable to play to least preferable to play? Bucks, Knicks, Magic.
Okay, I'm gonna answer the question, but first thing, just before I forget, seeing Atlanta get an offensive rebound and just backbreaker boards like that feels so good to see it happen against the Knicks. But okay, so Bucks, Magic, Knicks. That you said?
Who would you most like? If you're the Cavs,
who would I prefer to play the most? Yeah. I would prefer to play Milwaukee the most, followed by. It's tough. The next two are tough. I would say followed by New York second, and then Orlando the least. But it's tough between those two teams. I'm putting a lot of stock into Franz and Paolo being as good as they were when they return.
I'm kind of getting like
in and out. Another offensive rebound, though. It's like it just feels so good seeing them get beat the way they used to beat teams, specifically us. Look at this. This is like the exact opposite of what they would do. Another one. Oh, man, this is literally the exact thing that they would do to teams, and it's happening to them now. This is why you don't get rid of your identity.
Point guard.
Yeah, this is why you don't abandon your identity, because now you're getting a taste of your own medicine. It feels good. It feels so good to watch. Second chance points aren't even that big of a gap at all, but they just had like 8 offensive rebounds.
Second chance point stat is like the biggest lying stat of all times.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're like, man, we're getting killed on the boards, and it's like it's 8 to 10. And you're like,
it never matches how you feel. It never matches up.
That's what I'm saying. They're the great value Celtics. They try to be the great value Lakers in how they present themselves. And really they just suck. But they're better than the Nets, and they've always been better than the Nets. So that's
who would you take? You take
I'm taking this is
Milwaukee, right?
This is the thing. I'm kind of scared of Milwaukee.
Okay. Because of Dame and Giannis.
Yeah. Like in a playoff series, I don't know, man. Like they're starting to put some things together.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a little
completely
scared.
Valid.
So like I might say the Knicks as my number team that I would most prefer to play, then Bucks, then Magic.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I think it's close between all three of them. I really do think that all three of those teams, assuming like best case scenario for them, can really give Cleveland or Boston some trouble. But that's assuming best case scenario for any one of them.
I feel like the Cavs kind of match up pretty good against the Knicks. Like, I don't think the Knicks can really... Like, the Knicks are going to try to outscore the Cavs, but I just think the Cavs guards can just absolutely destroy Cat in the pick and roll. They don't have a whole lot of good guard defenders. Like, Jalen Brunson's not a good defender.
You try to stick OG and McCall and Josh Hart, especially, even more so than OG. I put that length on them.
Yeah.
And try to replicate what Boston does.
Like, you know what I'm like, and they're doing so much with trying to get the, they're doing a lot of screens with other people too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think the Cavs can like feast on their like on that end. And I think they can, I think they can.
It'll be much easier than it was the last time.
So maybe I'm just overthinking the Bucks thing, but I just have a lot of respect for Giannis.
Yeah. In
like a 7-game series situation, provided he's healthy.
I think old kid nailed it. Giannis he's not quite LeBron, that's we'll pump the brakes a little bit, but I get what you're saying. He can just be so good against anybody else. There's like only one other person on the planet who can rival him right now, and that's Jokic. Giannis could just bulldoze you. And then you factor in Dame, who's not as consistent as he once was, but he could still be a flamethrower. Cavs saw it.
It's so hard to withstand a Dame game.
Yeah, you get Giannis for 4 games being a monster and a couple of Dame games, and that's a tough series.
Like they played without Giannis. Dame had this 40-point game.
Yeah.
And Darius had to go nuclear down the stretch.
Yep.
Which was sick. But that was, like a home game. That was tough. So
yeah, and if you get a game where Brooke hits a couple threes,
and Jared,
it's like,
and Jared Allen, doesn't want to stand anywhere near Brooke Lopez for whatever reason. So he's just going to get free threes. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit, but I kind of like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Maybe
I still think I would probably rather play them, but I get what you're saying. You're playing with fire at that point.
I think if like we could do the Men in Black thing and completely forget about the Knicks series from 2023, I think we would have no respect for the Knicks.
Maybe
we do have no respect for the Knicks, but if we didn't see Jalen Brunson drive our beautiful Prince out of town,
Yeah, Jetty hurts every day. I have a point here with the Bucks that I think is maybe interesting to watch. Brook Lopez is going to be 37 by the time the playoffs start, and they rely on him more than they probably should be.
For sure.
I just wonder how he's very durable throughout his career, but I'm keeping an eye on that. What's going to happen when you get to the playoffs and there's still a horrible defense when he's not out there? That's going to be a really. I mean, listen, we all know the reason why the Bucks suck isn't because of Giannis. It's because their depth isn't great.
Maybe we don't know that.
Okay, sure, yeah. he did want Doc Rivers. He did push for the Dame trade, so maybe it's his fault.
I don't think the Dame trade was bad.
It's not a disaster, but
it's
questionable.
Drew Holiday ending up with the Celtics is like the worst possible outcome, though.
Exactly, yeah.
Obviously.
If he ended up anywhere else, you'd feel a little better about it.
Yeah.
Oh, too easy. Wow, monster game. Yeah, I really like Al Horford. We've gone over this a couple times. I know Jackson doesn't want me to hand it to him, but
under no circumstances you have to hand it to him.
It's so impressive that he's still this good, man.
There's nothing impressive about
Josh Hart, 2 threes in this fourth quarter, by the way. Listen, the fact that, and I know that Cavs game hurt when they lost, but the fact that Horford was staying out there on the perimeter, recovering to block Garland in the paint, I was like, you know what? Salute. That's crazy.
I could have blocked Garland that game.
For an old man like that to recover ground.
Not impressive.
All right. New York sounds like they're getting the crowd was getting into it. Yeah, great 2-man game right there.
Fake crowd.
Will New York's talent end up separating them, or is Atlanta just have too much momentum on their side right now?
I mean, there's 5 minutes left. There's not a lot of time left. And, Cat's going to foul out over under like 4 possessions. You don't need the JK.
Cat coming back in right here.
Yeah. All right, so we'll count the defensive possessions.
He's gonna foul out at the 2-minute and 50-second mark. I have foreseen.
You're gonna put him into pick and roll so many times.
The thing is, it's gonna happen 60 feet from the basket. He's gonna commit the dumbest foul. Wow, another 3.
All right.
It's gonna be outside the 3-point line. It's going to be, they miss a shot. He tries to get the rebound, doesn't get it.
I think he's going to get an offensive foul. It's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Like, he didn't move an inch on the last possession on defense. Like, I'm just watching him.
Yeah.
All right. Get him up in the pick and roll. Okay. He's like, recovering. Trying to box out. Gives up the offensive rebound.
Yep. Yeah, he's really bad at the drop.
I don't think he touched anybody.
Is incredible in the drop. Towns is just completely out of the play when he's in the drop.
Well, I mean, that's like, yeah. It's a tough comparison.
Tough game for Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. All right, they're not putting him in the pick and roll.
Swing. Come on. Oh, man. Yeah.
It's over.
I think Brad was right.
It's over.
I think Brad was right, man.
Under no circumstances
these Atlanta Hawks. These Atlanta Hawks are the real deal. I'm telling you, Jackson.
Maybe
Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, they're going to Vegas.
They are going to Vegas. I'm gonna interview every Hawks fan that I see.
Trae Young. invincible when
It's
he's in
going to be like
Madison
one
Square
person.
Garden.
Over under how many Hawks fans are going to be in Vegas. I'll keep you updated.
Man. Yeah, you have to let us know. Nice look. Again, Towns
hasn't moved.
Dropped way back, and he's just nowhere in the play. I love the cut to the bench. I wouldn't say there's nothing the Hawks did defensively. I think they did put together a pretty good second half defensively, but the Knicks also just were pretty ugly. Did a little bit of both.
I think the Hawks were definitely advantageous. They played a good second half. Like, I don't think they're like the best team ever or anything like that, but they certainly did enough to push the Knicks.
They did a very good job on Brunson, just using their length. Dyson Daniels, like not letting him get any clean looks. 4-14 shooting, only 12 points. Like that's a really good job on Jalen Brunson.
Dan, that's a great point.
Yeah.
There is nothing more depressing than like the t-shirt cannon toss after when like your team gets called a timeout for like being absolutely, destroyed.
Yeah, those fans don't even want the shirt at this point.
Yeah, it's just so sad.
Poorly timed t-shirt toss. It's pretty late in the game to do a t-shirt toss, honestly. You don't see them this late usually.
Yeah.
Gotta say, I love that Trae Young's really just committed to the bit of owning New York every time. I had a feeling that maybe tonight the bit would finally end, but no, anytime there's something at stake and he's in New York, he just dominates.
They're not even shooting anything off. It's like a little fog machine. This is outrageous.
This is wild.
This is broke boy behavior.
They gave all their money to that guy who threw the ball into the bins.
They only have $1,000.
Yeah.
Who's in the house? Can't wait to show
another celebrity.
I mean, you can't be a good celebrity if they're showing you this late.
They showed Travis Scott super late at the Cavs game.
They did. That was crazy.
Okay. Oh, that guy's in Gladiator. I recognized him.
This is just everybody that they didn't show previously.
Yeah, I guess so. Here we go. Madison Square Garden. There's 2 minutes left. We're down 12.
Knicks fans, turn it up. The noise meter.
We need the F Trae Young chant even louder than you've been doing.
The lower level, it's getting loud.
It hasn't worked yet.
I
think maybe if we do it one more time.
The fans are really into it. Tomorrow, Tony, you're doing playback tomorrow?
Yeah. We're just gonna be like, I don't know what game I'll do the preview for, but I know the schedule. There's a lot of games on. I think
there's some games on. I don't know if there's a lot of games on, but there's a lot of games that start at 7.
More than the last 2 nights. We have options. I'll pull it up right now. Yeah, we'll be surfing most likely, trying to find the best game. There's a couple that start at 7. Pulling it up right now.
There's 3 games. Raptors Heat, Pistons Celtics, Kings
Pistons Celtics is the one that I did the thumbnail for, so I'll write a preview for that. They all started both of those. Oh well. So Raptors Heat and Pistons Celtics start at 7:30. We'll watch both of those games, just switch back and forth. Kings Pelicans start at 8. We might tune in for a little bit of that, but yeah. Tomorrow I'll be hosting a little bit of a League Pass surfing watch party.
Yep. I'm not sure if I'll be there. We'll see. I may be. I don't know. Yeah.
Pack some bags.
I was going to get a haircut, but then I don't know if I can get a haircut in time. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And I want to write a Max Strus article. I was like, I'll write it tonight after this. And I'm like, I just want to go to bed. So I'm not going to be writing the Max Strus article. So, but we'll see. Not a great possession.
Not good, no. At least they took the entire shot clock, though.
They did. If the Cavs were in this situation, you'd say the Cavs have a chance.
It's still doable. Nothing New York has done makes me think they're going to do it, but it is doable. Just have to be. That's a good start. Now you need a stop here. You have to be basically perfect. Yeah, you need a steal.
Like 24 seconds, you're just losing the game.
At some point in this stretch, you would need a steal and then like 3 stops, which is, obviously it's very difficult to do, but it's possible.
Double.
Yeah, see, you can't do that.
They're playing 5-on-4, and then they're doubling, so they're playing 3-on-5.
Yeah. Cat might make it to the end of this game.
Well, has he been an active participant in this game? You would have to question that.
I couldn't even tell he was on the court.
Oh, that was not a great pass.
Here we go. I was going to say, here comes the foul, but they didn't attack him. Yeah, smart. Yeah. See, now I'm calling it.
Take the 3. Oh, that's his evolution. There's a big smile.
Karl Anthony Towns just got absolutely alley-oops to death, as Dan Highway said. I think they threw 7 alley-oops that.
Well, he's just standing there. He's not doing anything.
He's just standing there doing nothing.
Right.
I like Karl Anthony Towns, but brother, like how many times do you have to get hit with the same thing till you realize that they're going to throw an alley-oop? Man, if I was a Knicks fan, I'd be pissed right now. But thankfully, I'm a hater, so this is awesome.
Yeah.
Here we go. Another one.
Oh,
he could have thrown it. It was there.
He could have.
Honestly,
he called his own number. He should have done it.
Yeah. Will Cat foul out? We're almost to the end here.
No,
this is probably his last opportunity.
Good for him.
This is his last chance to foul out.
Getting an off-ball offensive foul would have been pretty sick, though.
That's what I was hoping for. I'm assuming they're not going to shoot. Don't foul. It's over. Here it is. Oh, the refs.
Offensive rebound.
Cat's gone.
Not by Cat. No, that wasn't by Cat.
Oh, I thought he swiped. Okay.
I don't think so.
I thought he swiped at the end, but maybe him fouling out with 23 seconds left for no reason whatsoever would be great. He almost fouled the possession right before, or the attempt right before.
It's true. People forget. Mike Breen's so sad. He's so sad. CeCe Sabathia's still there, though.
Yeah, he fouled out. Told you guys. One way or another, he's getting the job done. It's funny because outside of that final stretch where he just got absolutely tortured, he was probably their best player tonight. Had a bunch of rebounds.
Yeah.
Was pretty decent.
I mean,
decent considering how bad they were. Yeah, considering how bad they were, he was like the only one doing okay.
I hate this timeout so much. What are you talking about in this timeout?
Yeah,
there's nothing to talk about.
It's rough.
Let's get this over with. 23.4 seconds left.
You're down 9,
guys.
Right? Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. We need one more t-shirt toss.
Don't tempt me.
I think about benches, I guess. Yeah, but
I mean, we talked about movies for literally like 1 hour.
We did. We talked a lot. We talked a lot about movies.
That was an hour.
Jackson, what's your favorite movie of all time, not counting Star Wars movies?
I won't count
or James Bond.
Yeah.
Or Indiana Jones, even though you're not an Indiana Jones fan.
I don't like Indiana Jones.
I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, The Rise of Skywalker sucks.
Yeah.
So I would say
it's a tough question.
Yeah.
I put you on the spot.
Okay, I'd probably say I really like Knives Out, and then
okay,
My Cousin Vinny's really good as well.
I've never seen My Cousin Vinny.
You should see My Cousin Vinny. It's very good.
I've heard good things. Knives Out
Very
is
good.
great. Knives Out is a great movie.
But no, you should watch My Cousin Vinny. It's good.
I'll have to
Like
get on it.
actually, you should actually watch it.
And Knicks L is just as good as the Cavs dub. Yeah, you have to balance out that the Hawks won, so it's doesn't feel as good. But yeah, I liked Glass Onion too. I did. I like both of them. I know some people really didn't like Glass Onion. I thought they were both good.
My wife hated Glass Onion.
Yeah, some people really did not work for them.
Oh,
he
just the logo? Slap the logo. Do it again.
Yeah, do it one more time. He did.
Yeah. I like Glass Onion, but Knives Out is better.
We should pass legislation to stop Trae Young from doing that. I'm sure you probably saw the.
We don't need to talk about it. Loser behavior.
Are the Knicks fake tough guys? I didn't see Josh Hart pull anybody's chain right there.
Maybe.
I'm just being annoying, but yeah. So
I mean, the
ugly game for New York.
Yeah, the cast for Knives Out is phenomenal. Like, you can't.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Glass Onion,
stars across the board.
Glass Onion, they had a good cast too, but I think there's just they had a lot more. OKC will win it all. They're certainly the best team. I mean, they're there's a good argument to the best team in the league. They had the best point differential. They should win it. So
definitely the best team remaining.
Easily.
I won't overthink it. I'll say OKC wins it all. I think the Hawks probably lose this next game.
But I mean, if the be kind of a weird Final Four if the Rockets get there. You have Rockets, Hawks, Bucks, and Thunder. That's one of the things that I kind of want to. One of the things that's interesting about the NBA Cup is that it kind of promotes randomness. If the goal was to get the 4 best teams in Vegas from each conference, that's not the system they currently have. So you're kind of, hoping to get a really good matchup, and you may not. I don't know if anybody.
Would be the most fun matchup in the finals?
I mean, Bucks
Thunder.
I think Bucks Warriors would be the best.
Okay. Yeah.
Steph and Giannis.
Steph versus Giannis.
I think Steph and Giannis is a really interesting thing because
both guys have their gaps.
Both players have been on their teams forever. They've kind of made the team. So I think that Bucks Warriors would be the best. But if you were to engineer this to get the 4 best teams, if you just said, hey, we're putting the 4 best teams from the first 20 games of the season into the finals, to Vegas, that's what the NBA Cup is. Would that be more exciting to get hey, we have Cavs, Celtics, who are the top 2 in the West? OKC. I think
Houston might be 2 still. I don't know. I'm going to push back on that just a little bit because while it would be more exciting, I do think part of it.
But
Memphis, Memphis is number 2. I think part of the charm of the in-season tournament is a team like Atlanta having an opportunity to play a meaningful game. So I think it would be more exciting, but I actually prefer this. And we probably will never get Bucks versus Warriors in the finals. So let's see it in the NBA Cup. It's the closest thing we can get to, right?
I'm thinking and this is something that I'm thinking about for my article. So I'll just might as well talk it out here at the end. Trying to get the other game. 1 second. That's kind of what's the goal of the NBA Cup? Because I think that the NBA Cup ideally is probably going to have to replace Christmas because I think they've lost Christmas.
Ooh, spicy, spicy take, but the NFL is definitely on their territory now.
Yeah, I don't if you look at I know ratings talk is stupid, but I don't think anybody cares about the NBA on Christmas anymore.
I'm still gonna watch it over the NFL, but I'm not a huge football fan.
Right. I won't be able to because my family. But like, so that's where I think it's just tough. So like, I think one of the things that I think is a tough sell for the NBA at Christmas, unless you have a like, we're getting Shaq returning to Los Angeles, or this is Steph Curry versus LeBron. We see this once a year or like twice a year. Those are like really big things. But like, wouldn't it be cooler if you got like the Cavs and Lakers or the Heat and Lakers when LeBron was there and Kobe was on the other side in like an in-season tournament situation? Like, wouldn't that have been awesome? And then that has stakes. So you're getting like a good matchup with stakes. So like that's where I'm like, you know, what's the goal of this thing? And I think that's something that I'm kind of interested in like diving into, because it's not to find, it's currently not to like, they're not crowning the best team of the first quarter of the season.
Yeah, it's too random for that.
Right. So that's where it's like you're kind of, you know, like Pacers, Lakers, it was a good matchup because it was the Lakers, obviously. But the Pacers aren't a team that you want to see the Lakers play, you know, and they weren't one of the best teams in the league at that time. So that's where it's like, I'm just I'm not 100% sure what the overall goal is. So
yeah, I'm interested to see how they tweak this format, because obviously it's only the second year that they've done it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Christmas games, you know, to respond to Kiki, it is a little unfortunate that like that sometimes the best teams get left out. Like the Cavs are going to be left out just because you want to get those big names. And I think the reason it's even worse now because we don't have like, maybe this is just nostalgia speaking, but I can't think of any matchups really that would make me feel the way I felt when it was LeBron versus KD or LeBron versus Kobe or even LeBron versus Steph. Like, I can't think of any modern rivalries that are that compelling.
There's not. Right. Jason Tatum's not exciting or good enough. Luka, and
like, you just don't feel
Luka and Jokic don't have it penetrated that superstardom level.
Yeah.
That, you know, Kobe and LeBron, and maybe a long time before we get a Kobe or LeBron level like personality.
Or even LeBron KD was huge. Like LeBron and Curry was huge. It's interesting.
So, you know, I think that's kind of the issue.
Yeah, we need some new rivalries. And part of that is, I mean, you got to have some good matchups in the finals. We haven't had that many competitive finals recently either.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So anyways, that's one of the things I'm interested in. But that'll wrap it up for us. You have anything you want to say?
No, this was a fun stream. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be watching some regular season NBA games, non-NBA Cup games, but this was a lot of fun. Appreciate everyone who was here. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
Check out
Fear the Sword.
Corey has an article about Donovan Mitchell coming out tomorrow. It's pretty good. I'd encourage everyone to look at that. We have a couple Junkyard Pods. Tony has been hanging out with other people. So check that out. It's good stuff. One with Danny, one with Mikey McNuggets. So check those out. It's good stuff. And yeah, go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
I agree. Go Cavs. Oh, I beat Dan.